Sacramento State, the Pac-12, Mountain West, Pawn Stars, and the future of Hornets athletics. Today, we take a detailed, straightforward look at Sacramento State University and the wider conversation surrounding its athletics program, its current standing, potential changes, and future alignment in collegiate sports. We'll examine Sacramento State's position within the broader college athletics ecosystem, ongoing speculation about the Pac-12 and Mountain West, and the cultural curiosity of an unlikely crossover with the television show Pawn Stars. This is an informative and neutral script, without dramatization or fictional scenes. Let's begin with Sacramento State. California State University, Sacramento, commonly known as Sacramento State or Sac State, is a public university located in Sacramento, California. Founded in 1947, it is part of the California State University system and has grown to become one of the largest campuses in the system. Academically, the university serves over 30,000 students and offers more than 60 undergraduate degrees and 40 graduate programs. However, today's focus is on its athletics program known collectively as the Hornets. The Sacramento State Hornets compete in the NCAA Division I Football Championship subdivision. They are members of the Big Sky Conference, a competitive league for mid-major athletic programs in the western United States. Over the past decade, Sacramento State has made headlines through several athletic milestones, including strong performances in football and some Olympic-level achievements by athletes in track and field. Yet, with the rapid shifts occurring across college sports, driven by media rights, conference realignment, and name, image, and likeness legislation, Sacramento State finds itself in an evolving and uncertain environment. The Big Sky Conference has been home to Sacramento State since 1996. Since joining, the Hornets have enjoyed steady development in several sports, most notably football, women's basketball, and track and field. Under the leadership of recent coaches, the Hornets football program has risen to national attention within the FCS. With playoff appearances and top seed finishes in the Big Sky, Sacramento State's football program has shown consistent competitiveness and attracted national ranking consideration. Off the field, the university has invested in athletic facilities and student-athlete resources. In the current collegiate climate, these moves are critical not just for performance, but for recruiting. The Hornets Stadium, along with facilities for baseball, softball, basketball, and Olympic sports, have all seen upgrades. Still, by comparison to Football Bowl Subdivision, FBS, programs in the Power 5 or Group of 5 conferences, resources remain modest. The past few years have seen seismic shifts in NCAA Division I athletics. Traditionally, the Pac-12 Conference was one of the premier Power 5 conferences in college sports, representing major West Coast institutions such as USC, UCLA, Stanford, Oregon, and Washington. However, a series of realignment decisions driven by television contracts and revenue potential led to the collapse of the Pac-12 as it was previously known. In 2024, schools like USC and UCLA left for the Big Ten, while others found homes in the Big 12 and ACC. By the 2024 to 2025 academic year, the once proud Pac-12 had only two remaining members, Oregon State and Washington State. This left the future of West Coast collegiate athletics in flux. At the same time, the Mountain West Conference, a group of 5 FBS conference, remained intact. It includes programs such as San Diego State, Boise State, Fresno State, and UNLV. With the Pac-12 destabilized, discussions began regarding a possible merger or alliance between Mountain West and the remaining Pac-12 schools. For institutions like Sacramento State, these developments created both questions and opportunities. While the Hornets are not directly involved in the FBS alignment picture, the ripple effects from these realignments touch all Division I programs, especially those in the western U.S. As part of the FCS, Sacramento State football competes at a level below the FBS, where the college football playoff and most nationally televised games occur. The FCS has its own playoff system and includes many strong programs such as North Dakota State, South Dakota State, and Montana. Sacramento State has demonstrated it can compete at the top of the FCS. However, the school remains in the FCS partly due to financial considerations, geographic fit within the Big Sky Conference, and institutional priorities that favor regional competition and student-focused development. Some mid-sized programs have made the jump from FCS to FBS, most notably Appalachian State, Coastal Carolina, and James Madison. These schools made substantial commitments to athletics infrastructure, budget increases, and fan engagement in order to meet FBS minimums. The move requires significant investment, often well into the tens of millions of dollars. Sacramento State has not made any official indication that it is pursuing an FBS transition. Still, given the instability of the Western football landscape, speculation persists about whether a move to the Mountain West or an FBS hybrid league could be part of the university's long-term strategy. The Mountain West represents a potential target for FCS schools aiming to elevate their football programs. It covers much of the Western U.S. and offers national television exposure, bowl game participation, and higher athletic budgets. From a geographical standpoint, Sacramento State is well positioned for Mountain West membership. Travel to schools like Fresno State, San Jose State, Nevada, and UNLV would be relatively simple compared to cross-country conferences. However, membership in the Mountain West requires a significant increase in athletic spending. The average Mountain West football budget is over $20 million annually, compared to Sacramento State's roughly $6 million football allocation. Additionally, the NCAA requires FBS programs to meet minimum attendance figures and sponsor a certain number of varsity sports. Currently, Sacramento State does not meet all these requirements. A move to the Mountain West would necessitate state or donor investment, strategic expansion, and long-term planning. Given California State University's system regulations and budget constraints, such a move would not be immediate or guaranteed. In an unexpected twist, Sacramento State and its athletic identity were mentioned in pop culture through the History Channel series Pawn Stars. The Las Vegas-based reality show, featuring a pawn shop run by the Harrison family, occasionally showcases college memorabilia, including jerseys, helmets, and signed merchandise. In one episode, a seller brought in a collection of West Coast college gear, which included a Sacramento State football jersey and helmet. Though the Hornets are not a household name like USC or Oregon, their inclusion sparked curiosity from casual viewers. The appearance was brief and not particularly in-depth, but it demonstrated the increasing visibility of non-Power 5 programs as college athletics gains a broader audience, especially with the growth of streaming and online content. The show's national platform introduced Sacramento State to viewers unfamiliar with the school. This minor mention on Pawn Stars won't significantly alter the program's trajectory, but it reflects a wider theme. College athletics today intersect with entertainment, branding, and cultural relevance in new and unexpected ways. One of the most transformative shifts in college athletics is the introduction of NIL name, image, and likeness compensation for student athletes. Since 2021, athletes have been permitted to profit from endorsements, appearances, and social media partnerships. At larger programs, NIL has become a recruiting tool and financial windfall. For mid-major schools like Sacramento State, NIL adoption has been more modest. However, some Hornet athletes have secured local sponsorships and used platforms like Instagram and TikTok to build personal brands. Additionally, media rights are now a central part of every conference's viability. The Big Skies games are often streamed via ESPN Plus or conference platforms, whereas Mountain West and Power 5 games receive regular linear TV slots. More exposure leads to better recruiting, increased fan interest, and greater alumni engagement. If Sacramento State hopes to climb the competitive ladder, it will need to adapt to these new realities by enhancing digital strategy, forming partnerships, and investing in brand building for its athletes and teams. Not every university views athletics as a top-level priority. Sacramento State's mission includes providing access to higher education, supporting regional economic growth, and developing community partnerships. Athletics plays a role in this ecosystem, but is balanced against other university goals. University President Luke Wood and Athletic Director Mark Orr have emphasized student success, academic performance, and competitive integrity. The Hornets' rise in football and sustained Olympic sports success demonstrate this approach. The focus has been on building from within rather than chasing national headlines. That said, with the shifting landscape, Sacramento State's leadership will continue evaluating the appropriate course for athletics,